Well, Black and White Network, we need to talk about Fani Willis here in this video. And also Ashley Merchant, who is the lawyer for Michael Roman, one of the co-defendants in the Trump case in Fulton County, Georgia. Now, we all know that Fani Willis was actually allowed to remain on this case as long as she actually fired Nathan Wade. And of course, that is what happened. But Fani Willis now has been badly damaged. Now, Trump has already appealed the judge's decision to actually allow Fani Willis to remain on his case. And it's going to be up to Judge Scott McAfee on whether or not to actually approve of that motion. If that happens, an appeals court could actually disqualify Fani Willis. This thing is not over, man. I'm thinking that this trial is never actually going to go to trial. This case probably will not ever go to trial, man, because Fani Willis has a lot of things going against her right now. She could have recused herself, but she didn't want to do that. I believe she has a huge ego, a big ego. And I do believe also, guys, that the jury pool is already tainted because Fani Willis went into a church, black church. And we know that Fulton County has a bunch of black people. And she said that Jesus told her to prosecute Trump. I don't believe this 1 second. Because this woman truly believed in Jesus, she wouldn't be sleeping around with a married man and destroy his marriage. However, that is what happened. And also, she was screaming racism in the church as well. The jury pool is tainted. This case should be over with, man. You know what? Maybe it will never, ever officially be over, but it'll just sit on the back burner forever, which means essentially it'll be over with. I mean, Fani Willis has done this to herself. I mean, she pretty much made up a whole bunch of charges. Everybody's saying that these RICO charges are weak anyway. She really doesn't have a case. Maybe she just did this to try and elevate her political career. Well, let's talk about Ashley Merchant, guys, because she has come out and destroyed Fani Willis. So make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Member live stream every single Friday. Just starts at $5 per month. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button, get access to the same thing. So here we go, guys. Over here on the New York Post, Ashley Merchant was actually on with Megyn Kelly. So it says here, attorney who blew whistle on Fani Willis affair blasts DA over speech claiming Jesus told her to prosecute Trump. Yeah. And also it was actually Terrence Bradley, a black man, by the way, that actually told Ashley Merchant all of the dirty goods about Fani Willis. But Fani Willis is actually screaming racism when it was a black man that told the white attorney what was actually going down because he knew Nathan Wade. It says here, the Georgia criminal defense attorney who alleged an improper relationship between Fani Willis and Nathan Wade called out the Fulton County DA over a speech she made claiming Jesus told her to prosecute Trump. Ashley Merchant, who filed a bombshell motion alleging Willis's relationship with Wade, whom she appointed special prosecutor on the case, appeared on the Megyn Kelly's show Tuesday, where she told the host that she, quote, still hasn't gotten over the church remarks. Quote, when someone says that Jesus himself told them to prosecute this case, how do you defend against that? That's insane. I've never dealt with that. Nobody says this. This doesn't happen. People don't take to the pulpit, Merchant told Kelly. And I believe that Fani Willis actually went into the church, made it political. I don't even think you actually supposed to do that. I could be wrong, but I don't believe you could actually bring politics directly into the church like that. She had to know that potential jurors would actually probably be in that church. And she definitely wanted to taint the jury pool to definitely get it on her side. Now, like I said before, I don't believe that Trump could get a fair trial in Fulton County. I mean, it is nothing but Democrats. You notice that, guys, where all these trials are actually happening, it's usually in these deep blue areas. Yeah. Merchant filed the suit against Willis on behalf of her client, GOP political operative Michael Roman. Roman and others, including former President Donald Trump, have been charged in a racketeering case, like they're part of the mob or something, for allegedly trying to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Merchant has demanded that the charges against Roman be dropped. Wade has since resigned from the case following Fulton County Judge Scott McAfee's ruling that demanded either he or Willis had to resign to proceed with the case. Willis made the speech in January at Atlanta's Bit Bethel AME Church, claiming the backlash against her and Wade was racially motivated because they're both black. No evidence whatsoever. You know, when you got busted, this is what the left does. They play the race card. That's what they do every single time. It does not fail. Just like all of the backlash over the border right now, what is the left doing? They're screaming racism. They're screaming that people who don't want open borders are racist. But anyway, McAfee slammed Willis's speech in his latest ruling, saying she had been playing the race card. He said that directly. But yet he didn't have the guts to actually disqualify her. McAfee previously said Willis's church comments were legally improper and threatened to gag her from speaking. Merchant told Kelly that Willis's use of race as an issue is discussing her detractors is nothing surprising, saying, quote, she has been like that most of her career. Now, she actually, Fani Willis actually knows Ashley Merchant for like 20 years. And now she's playing the race card. Like I said, when you get busted, you don't have a good excuse. You play the race card. Quote, she's known me for 20 years. She knows I'm not racist. She knows that I'm not all of those things. So it did surprise me that she had those personal attacks. She's known me for so long, Merchant said. Merchant also spoke of other witnesses, Terrence Bradley, Wade's former law partner and one-time divorce attorney, and Robin Yeardy, former DA office employee who knew of Willis's affair. Now, Robin Yeardy is the one that actually came out and said, hey, this relationship actually began in 2019. She actually testified. Okay. Quote, I was surprised that he dismissed her because I thought she was by far the most credible witness that took the stand, Merchant said. She also explained that Yeardy hired a lawyer who said she is a supporter of Willis's campaign and was literally on her campaign flyers. Quote, with Robin, she was very hesitant to come forward. She had a lawyer who filed a motion to squash and relitigate that right before she testified. That lawyer, who was a very pleasant and wonderful person, is a Fani Willis supporter. I did not know that. All the lawyers that did these motions to squash, you see their names on her campaign flyers regularly. Merchant said, wow, I didn't know that. In Bradley's testimony, he repeatedly denied knowing of the relationship, which shocked Merchant, she said, adding, it seemed he was trying to protect his law license. He actually said that on stand. He said that, yeah, the bar told me I can't talk about this. And he said, I would like to actually keep my law license in my career. She says this, quote, I'm still shocked when I look back at it, looking at him. But I can tell from his testimony when he, by his eyes, and when he looked at me and said, I'm trying to save my law license, that was one of the only times he directly looked at me during his testimony, Merchant said, because he knew he was lying. And I think that was him telling me, like, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to save my law license here. But it was disappointing because he came to me and he knew my role in the case. he knew that I represented one of the defendants in this case, Merchant said. He knew I represented Mr. Roman, and so he came to me and initiated this contact. But I know Terrence, and I knew Terrence, and I very much liked Terrence as a colleague, a professional colleague, and a friend. It disappoints me greatly. I think you could even see my demeanor switch at that point from, hey, Terrence is my friend, to Terrence is someone who lied to me and is lying on the stand. Wow. So, Ashley Merchant, man, knows all these people pretty well. I didn't know that. She knows Fani Willis for over 20 years. And then Fani Willis plays the race card on her. Terrence Bradley, she says he's a friend. All of a sudden, he acts like, oh, I don't know nothing. When he is the one that spilled all of the beans about Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. Now, I don't know if Ashley Merchant actually knows Nathan Wade personally, like he does Fani Willis and Terrence Bradley. Man, this is shocking right here, man. Fani Willis, I hope she actually does get removed. This case should not happen. And you know what? Going into church, man, and invoking the name of Jesus, lying before Jesus in the church, I got a major problem with that. A major problem with that. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.